Hello guys, thank you for checking out the new episode of the Devlog. Before I can finally start creating the actual content for the demo of A Pretty Broken Adventure, I had to take care of a few last important points. The game's settings, saving and loading, and a few other minor related issues. With Clio, I took care of these points far too late and ended up with more work as a result, so I knew that it was important to implement these settings and especially saving and loading as early as possible. So I started by creating widgets for the main menu, the pause menu, and submenus for loading, saving, and the settings. I then created a new blueprint that is responsible for managing all the important data for saving the game. This includes, for example, variables for the time and date of saving, as well as all informations about the current progress of the game, such as the current level, location, and inventory items. Saving and loading in Unreal is quite easy to set up in blueprints, but it took me some time to set up the logic for saving a small thumbnail along with the save data. But after a few different approaches, I finally got it working. So now I can open the pause menu and save the game in one of these slots. You can see the screenshot of the moment of saving here. And I've also implemented a system that calculates the current game progress as a percentage and displays it in the corner of the save slot. Next, I worked on the prototype for the main menu. I wanted the progress of the last autosave to be visible in the main menu as well, so that you can see your current progress when you start and exit the game. So I created a start screen level that opens at the very beginning when you launch the game. With this start screen level, I can implement splash screens at the beginning, as well as initializing the game, loading the player's current profile, applying the last settings, and loading the last autosave to calculate the progress for the main menu. And when no save game is found, the main menu gets adjusted accordingly and the resume game and load game button become invisible. Next, I worked on the settings. Things like a settings menu are quite tedious to set up because it kinda works in two ways. When you make an adjustment in the settings menu, it has to communicate with all the blueprints that need to know about the new settings. In my case, the game instance blueprint handles most of the settings related stuff. So when you set the vsync checkbox in the settings menu, for example, it not only adjusts the vsync option under the hood, it also tells the game instance that this setting got updated and stores it in a variable. This is important so that the game can save the settings on the device for the next time you launch the game. And because it makes it a lot easier to set up the settings menu when you open it up the next time. Because the checkbox needs to know if it should be checked or not. So when you open the settings menu, it asks the game instance for all the current settings and sets up all the checkboxes, drop-down menus, sliders and so on. It took quite a while to make all of this work, but now you can set up the window mode, resolution, vsync, the volume for master, music, voice and sound effects. You can change the language for text and voice, change the font size, as well as some other gameplay related things. And you can also decide on hiding the progress percentage in the saving, loading and main menu. And after all of this stuff was working, I implemented a few debug menus that will make it a lot easier for me to test the game. Here, for example, is a debug menu that lets me add or remove every item in the game to every inventory, as well as setting up the progress, memories and achievements. I'm super happy that all of this stuff is done now. And now it's finally time to fill the game with content. In the next month, I will finally deal with painting backgrounds, animating, implementing characters, items, dialogues, game logic, and sound. As always, please don't forget to wishlist A Pretty Broken Adventure on Steam, and I hope to see you next month, everybody. Thank you.